And this is Jordan. Today a WAPT video where we're going to talk about migrating a Windows 10 machine to Linux. This can be interesting for all those machines that are not eligible for Windows 11. So to help you with this process, we're going to do it all on video. I hope you enjoy watching.
And here we are back on our wonderful WAPT console. On this console, we can see that in the jarno-tranquille.tit domain, there is a prod OU. In this prod OU, I have placed two workstations, Mr. Martin's workstation and Mr. Martin's and Mr. Dupont's. Mr. Dupont also had a Windows 10 workstation, but he already transitioned at the beginning of 2012. The idea in this video is to do the same thing for Mr. Martin's workstation. Mr. Martin currently uses this workstation as he has several packages that allow him to use his computer daily for work. So he has an image editor, a word processor, as well as an email client. And then on our side, let's say as admins, we also have the RoseDesk tool, which allows us to take remote control. And then WAPT, which actually lets us retrieve local admin account passwords from audit data. We can test RoseDesk right away. So here we are connected to Mr. Martin's workstation. Now just the resolution isn't great with RoseDesk, so we're actually going to switch over to Mr. Remote NG. There we go. So now we have Mr. Martin's workstation. And on his workstation, Mr. Martin has several software programs. For example, in his GIMPs, some were missing. He won't do it for all of them. He also has in particular the self-service tool. We can see the 4 packages available that he can install or remove easily, software that the admin has made available to him. And then most importantly, and this is what really matters to him, are his network shares. There's a disk mapping GPO that allows him to access the accounting, sales, and other shared folders. The WAPT share is my share, let's say, kind of personal, which I use mainly for my certificates and various scripts for the WAPT console. But for example, if we go into the accounting folder, say 2021, we can see there is data there. So it's important that Mr. Martin, just like Mr. Dupont, have access to it. So the idea is that when they switch to Linux OS, they will be able to easily recover the shares and networks. So we're going back to the console side, and the idea here is to migrate his position to a Linux operating system. So the idea here is to switch Mr. Martin's workstation to OS deployment in order to reformat his workstation. So for that, we're going to use the export to ODS button. There we go. And so now we have the machine Martin. Just as a reminder, the export to ODS button, you can actually customize the banner that's here. If I remove this option, you see, it's in ODS, you just need to add it. And then with the little arrows, you can select the position you want to give it on the banner. So here, I've placed it here. Once the machine appears correctly in the OS deployment, we can assign it a configuration. The configuration I'm going to assign it is the Cinnamon desktop. We do have 12. If you ever want to change the desktop, that's possible. To do that, you just need to modify the package that's here. Instead of putting Cinnamon, you can put GNOME or KD Plasma Desktop, I believe, for the KD desktop, etc. If you prefer one desktop over another, this is where you need to configure it. We've set the configuration, and now we need to generate the djoin. In my case, I'm going to deploy the machine in the same place. It will be located in the prod OID. You also need to be careful with the action. Here you have 3 options. If the machine already exists, if you overwrite it, the problem is that it will erase it completely. It will delete all the AD data that might have been stored if there were any specific attributes set on the machine, etc. or any policies. It will erase everything, and so it will be in the right place. In the end, you're forced to recover everything, more or less, and then I'll show you the repository. able to restart the machine. So we can see that we're indeed on a Linux OS. The domain join was successful, so I can log back in directly with Mr. Martin's account. Except that obviously, since all the packages are installed via WAPT and the machine has just restarted, not all the packages are installed yet. So if I check on my board, I don't have it, but I still have the agent. We're going to have to install it. So what I'm going to do is switch back to the console. Once I'm on the console, Mr. Martin's workstation. So it has a status to upgrade that needs to be done. So indeed, there are packages that need to be installed. I'm going to let all that install. And in the meantime, I'll take the opportunity to talk to you about packages, or actually on the production OU, the OU package. There are actually two of them. Each OU package has specific target machines. The first one is for Windows machines, and the second is for Linux machines. In the one that manages Windows machines, it includes all the software I mentioned at the very beginning, like self-service, Thunderbar, and so on. And then for Linux, we just have two additional packages. I added the wallpaper package. It's a package that's kind of necessary, since the GPO, which usually sets a corporate wallpaper on my machines, well, on Linux it doesn't work for me, so the GPO won't be able to run properly. So I simply created a new package and put my image in it. And so this forces that image as the desktop background for my users. And then I added the Debian security upgrade package, which actually allows you to regularly update packages and libraries on the Debian OS. It doesn't allow for major version upgrades. I won't be able to go from Debian 12 to Debian 13 with this package. However, all non-critical updates are performed every 2 hours. This package will perform an audit, and if it detects that some packages need to be updated, it will simply indicate this in the inventory. And then at that point, you'll just go back to the package that appears here, right-click, and force the installation. And that will force them to install again and thus update the libraries. So now everything is up to date. If I reconnect to the machine, I've found my software again, the Thunderbird email client and the GIMP editor. We'll test each one and it works fine. My self-service, Windows package tool as well. So if I want to install VLC on this system, I currently do not have it installed. And now it's installed. The service works well, but the only downside for now is that I still don't have my network shares back. So as I mentioned earlier, network sharing is done through another package. And for this package, I'm going to switch you over to the console. I'm going to install it directly on Mr. Martin. There's a package in the store called Teesmount Network Share. And it's this package that allows the network mappings to be restored. Network. I'm installing it on my workstation. All actions performed on this package are normally executed during session setup. We're back on Mr. Martin's workstation. On his workstation, as I mentioned, the Mount Network Share package runs during session setup. That means it normally runs at login. Here, we're already logged in. A tip, you can use the following command, WPT get session setup, which allows you to restart the session setups for all packages. In our case, we only have one package, the TIS Network Share package. By launching this package, we can see that it has correctly found the three mappings: network drives, WAPT commercial and accounting share. So if I open a file explorer now, they do show up. So in the WAPT share, the link, I can find all my certificates, etc. And then indeed on the other shares, I can't remember which one I showed, but in 2021, for example, if I want to read it, I can actually find the information. So I do have access to all my shares. In this case, the workstation has successfully completed its migration. The software has been properly reinstalled on the machine and the network shares have been restored. So now Mr. Martin technically can work again as if his workstation was still running Windows basically. So that was the end of the demonstration. Now it's your turn. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. There are other WAPT videos available, so if you want to check them out, feel free. By the way, we're also on other social networks, so feel free to join us there. And with that, I wish you a great day. Goodbye.